It focuses around my time dealing with my son's case of schizophrenia and for my own depression. There's a segment of art that talks specifically about my work, which is behind you, my son's work, which is over here, dealing with my son. There is a segment called Low Tide, and a segment having to do with faith. Stoic Mother started out as a batik, which is a fiber arts technique with wax resist. And after I finished the batik, I decided to make it into a quilt. It shows a mother and her son. The son is an innocent child. He suffers, he's represented as a child. He suffers from a disease called paranoid schizophrenia. The piece shows the mother as a stoic mother, someone who is very rigid and taking everything in, protecting her son from what is happening. He's in his own little world, and she has to be this strong person throughout this. This was the first piece that I did, and it was completed in 2000, the year 2000, and it started me on this mission, this goal to work through my depression, work through the issues, and eventually became my goal to share it with people who also experience these diseases such as depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, and notably their parents, their siblings, to share with them that they're not alone, that they can step out and at risk. It doesn't have to be quite as bold as this, but take a risk and be willing to share their feelings about those issues. Mental illness is not something that somebody asks for. It is a disease like anything else. It just happens to occur in the brain. This is Mental Illness Awareness Week that runs from the 3rd through the 9th, and it just happens that the show is opening today, October the 7th, which we're just honored. NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness, is a grassroots organization that provides support for people and families who suffer from mental illness.
One of the things that NAMI does very well is we do educational programs, one of which is called Family to Family. That is for family members who have a loved one with a mental illness, and this is an extensive class that goes on for 12 weeks. So it's quite a commitment, but it's like everything any family member ever needed to know about mental illness and where to get help and how to learn their coping skills and skills for communication and where to go to get help for themselves, and NAMI is a great place for that.
We also provide a support network, which I think is critical. That's one of the things that Maxine has given to NAMI. She is definitely a very strong supporter, and she provides support to other people who have dealt with this. One of the problems with mental illness and having a loved one who has it is the sense of being isolated. So when we can come together as a group, not only can we advocate with more force behind our voice, but we also can provide each other with a lot of support, and you don't feel nearly as isolated.